You saw through the walls I built so high, held my hand, whispered sweet lullabies with you by my side. I'm never blue, starting anew in your love. I found my haven, funny living. I've been down, heart torn apart. Oh love, holding back tears, but then you came along, mended all my fears. Now I'm wrapped in your arms so tight. Found my light in you, showed me what true love can be. You kissed the stars, turned them to stars above in your embrace. Every shadow fades, my heart begins to race. Now I'm singing about you, day, oh, and night. You feel so, giving me a brand new melody. You picked up the pieces, one by one with care, and every word, your voice a soothing prayer. Now I'm smiling like I never did before, to a world where my heart can finally soar. Found my rhythm and my rhyme. Each moment with you, a symphony so sweet. Every heartbeat, love can really heal, can really heal. Through the pain, our love reveals the stars. I'm feeling so complete with every smile. For every tear you brought a gentle touch. Love wasn't much until you showed up, turned my night to dawn. My worries gone, I will dance through life in perfect time, hand in hand, forever entwined.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are here once again. One live stream here, the first one on Emancipation Media. Make sure I put this back here, my water, right? Hope everybody's doing good. It's lunchtime for a lot of you, so we won't make this, we'll try to see how this one goes. Make sure you also tune in 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, as always, on African Diaspora News Channel, where we do our normal, evening stream. So today, and I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to put it on subscriber only. I'm not trying to do members on everything we have, right? And soon as I put this thing to just subscribers, right? Not members, just subscribers, you already have somebody coming in, at least I can see this way, starting already. I said, Jesus Lord. I said, that's the reason why we went to members over there, to get those kind of people out the paint, right? But we'll see how long it lasts before it gets on my nerves enough before I have to switch something, which I don't want to switch anything. I want to keep it the way it is now, right? We just want to build this channel up. So we know is some of you on lunch break, or maybe some of you just got off a lunch break. Shout out to you if you're on the West Coast and you may be just starting a lunch break or something like that. I think, was it 10 over there right now? Oh, no, I think it's almost getting close to lunchtime. So shout out to everybody here in America. So tonight or at least tonight, this evening, we're going to talk about an email that was sent to me by someone who watched the channel for a while. And one thing that I have realized, the militant disgruntled Democrat, that's I think the term I'm going to use. The militant disgruntled Democrat, because a lot of people are militant disgruntled or just disgruntled Democrats, that they may not be getting exactly what they want from the Democrat Party, but they will not leave them, and they will still defend them, but they will complain about them at the same time. You understand? That's like complaining on your wife or your husband all the time. Every time you see somebody, they see you complaining on your husband, complaining on your wife, complaining on your kids, complaining. Then if somebody say, well, okay, why don't you, if it's that bad, why don't you just move on and do something else? Oh, no, I'm not going to do all that. I ain't doing this. I ain't doing that. So why you come and tell me for? Why are you complaining about them to me? You the one with them, right? So you complain on them, but you don't want to leave them. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I've learned with this Kamala Harris situation. Actually, not with even Joe Biden. And I'll get to Joe Biden. But this Kamala Harris situation, I saw this one video this one sister made on TikTok, and she said this election is going to fundamentally change Black America. And I truly see what this sister was talking about when she said it's going to fundamentally change Black America, is that it's literally exposing every faction that's in Black America, no matter who you are or what you believe, etc. Right? It just kind of exposed it. And the part that I've been learning about this situation with Kamala Harris, I didn't even really see with Joe Biden when he was running until till they removed him, because they did remove him. He didn't leave on his own. They removed him. When they removed him and installed her in that position, I seen Black folk just lose their last mind. Now, tonight we're going to talk about how it's come out that she's not spending no money with Black people, not paying the shields, not paying nobody. We're going to talk about that article tonight on ADNC. But aside from that, the way people are acting about this woman. And it amazes me because she's not a Black American woman. She wasn't even raised in a Black American family. I can't even say she's a Jamaican woman that was raised with a Jamaican family. I can't even say that. But yet you defending, and I don't know if it's a brown paper bag test with some of y'all. Maybe it could be, because she would pass the brown paper bag test. And that's how it is with some of y'all. Some of y'all still on that colorism, the brown paper bag test. Some of y'all are, right? Let's call it what it is. But let's get to, what I was sent. Of course, I covered the person's email, the person's name. I'm not going to put them out there like that. We just talking about just the subject matter at hand. All right. So here we go. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see. Let me get to it. All right, boom. So I got a message. And if you need to send me any messages, you can always go to our website and do this. If I see it, a lot of them I do see, most of them I see. And if it's something important, I definitely probably would address it. Not everything I'm going to address publicly though, but hey, we'll see it. So this person here says, just wanted to say, I follow you. I followed this channel for many years, I guess what they meant to say. Just wondering the brother Phil. what was the motivation behind the multitude of Kamala Harris bashing videos and the seemingly big upping of Donald Trump with a question mark? That was what was asked. So let me get to that first part. Let's talk about the first part. Well, that's where you're wrong, because I have talked about the Democrat Party for a while now. Ever since really what started me on a lot of this stuff was when I seen the propaganda with the COVID-19 hate crime bill, or AKA the Asian hate crime bill. That's what actually started me down that road, is when I saw the propaganda and how the left-wing media in tune with the Biden-Harris administration worked to put the face of Asian hate on black people. And I kept seeing, they kept focusing on two cities, which was New York City and focusing on maybe San Francisco, the Bay Area, places like that, right? And they kept on running these videos in a loop. Now, there were many other folks saying things to Asians, attacking Asians. The one white guy went into one of the illicit massage parlors and shot up the place. And he said he did it because it was temptation for him and that shouldn't be there, whatever the case may be. But he ended up killing Asian people. It was a white guy that did that, not a black person. Okay? So while we have been fighting for hate crime bills, fighting for protection, we've been fighting for reparations, we've been fighting for a whole lot of things that we need. The ending of qualified immunity. We've been fighting for all these different things. The Asian community isn't known to go out and mass vote like that. They don't. Black Americans vote like that. And while my people were in line, long lines during a global pandemic, because the Democrats got them stirred up about Trump and, oh, Trump, we got to get him out, right? As soon as they got you out to vote to get Trump out, immediately the Asian community was protected off of the black vote. And what did black people get in return? Nothing. So that really started me opening my eyes to some things. The next thing that opened my eyes was the open borders. I talked to someone I know personally who works on the border. And I asked him, when I was hearing all this stuff about immigration and the borders and all this stuff, and I'm like, look, is that some right-wing talking points or what is that? And he said, oh, no, it's not either. He said, it is not no right-wing talking point. He said, and he was just walking me through so many stories, locations. He said, look, he said, maybe we need to set it up where I can take you down there and let you just see it yourself. You know, he said, I can't be on camera or nothing. He said, but I can at least point it out to you and let you film it and you see it. What's really going on this border down here? He said, we're overwhelmed. And I said, really? He said, yeah. He said, these people are coming. I said, like, are you trying to catch them? He said, no, we're not catching them. He said, they come to the border. They turn themselves in. They don't run from us. And they say asylum. They want asylum. They already know what to say when they get there. I say, so you can't like determine anything about if they really there for that? That's not our job. He said, all we do is get their information, process them, and then they got to have a court date and all of that. And that's the only thing we do. He said, we don't do removals. I said, okay. And I asked him, I said, well, check this out. I said, so how was it under Trump? I'm talking to someone I know that work on the border patrol agent I'm talking to. And he says, oh, during Trump, it was good. He said, because they had their remain in Mexico policy. They couldn't come over here doing that. A lot of the drugs wasn't coming in because of that reason. He said, because some of these people are drug mules for the cartels too. It's not just people coming for asylum. He said, you see grown men coming in who are healthy and able. He said, and yet they come over here talking about they want asylum. He said, we know it's all lies, but what could we do as Border Patrol? That's not our scope. And I'm like, so I asked him, I said, well, what started this? He said, when Joe Biden got in office, he put some executive orders in to get rid of the remain in Mexico and other things that Trump had keeping them at bay. And he said, now my job is very dangerous now because it's a lot of people coming in and you don't know who these people are. So I'm listening to a Border Patrol agent talk to me face to face. I'm paying attention to what just happened. What just happened with the propaganda against Black Americans and the Asian hate crime bill. So there's two things I start seeing and when I see something, I start doing a deep dive into it. I start researching. I start doing this and doing that. I used to feel like some Democrats used to feel like, well, the people need help and, they struggling in their country. It's not really bothering me per se. So I used to feel just like that too. Until I start getting the information, start doing my research. I'm like, wow, look all the money they're spending on this migrant stuff. And then on top of that, when I start paying attention to it, I've never seen this before. They started putting them in hotels. I say, what is that about? Hotels? So they start putting them in hotels. Then you see and hear about all the money they was giving to them. Then you start hearing them they start going to different cities like Chicago. And I'm talking to the brothers and sisters in Chicago about what's going on, especially the last time when I did them serious interviews, and I'm talking to Black people in Chicago. And I'm watching, like I said, and I will keep bringing that story up. I'll never forget that young Black American girl that was sleeping on the doggone street in Chicago, okay? That she was curled up, cold, in the street. And like I told that story before, we came out of Giordano's and, we had a full pizza left because we didn't really eat it. I looked in the corner and I say, who is that, a woman in there? And I looked and she reminded me so much of my daughters, right? And it bothered me, so I'm like, sister, you want some pizza or something like that? Say, hey, meat on it? Say, nah. She was thinking, she was excited about it. And then we went to this other spot to get we were getting hot chocolate. We bought a big old hot chocolate for her. And I'm looking around like, you don't have no help? And then like that. And she's like, nah, I'll be all right. And then it dawned on me about Brandon Johnson. You got a whole Black man who's is the mayor of Chicago, and you got Black Americans sleeping on the streets, but Brandon Johnson is taking migrants and putting them in closed schools, that you close the schools in the Black communities, but you put migrants in there. Then they have unlimited funds for the migrants. Unlimited funds. But Black Americans in Chicago, New York, or anywhere else Black Americans are looking for resources, we can't get it because the Democrats have prioritized the migrants over the Black American. Okay? Once I start seeing more and more of that as a Biden-Harris administration policy, the CBP1 app, where they was able to get their asylum and fly in here. They were flying 30,000 of them in a month and dropping them off in various cities throughout the country. Yet Black Americans and other Americans can't get the help that they need while our groceries are going up 30, 40%. You understand? I'm looking at, I mentioned this last night, migrants can attack police and they don't get shot 17, 18 times. That's only reserved for Black people when they're just running away, not attacking a cop. Black people that pull their phone out, they getting shot up. But the migrants could go jump police and beat them. They can attack cops in this country and nothing happens to them. And I'm looking at where is this happening at the most? Democrat-ran cities where my people live. I got a problem with that. And if you are a Black American and you don't have a problem with that, I don't know what's wrong with you. Clearly, you don't have to be a political scientist or anything to understand common sense. But I understand common is not, sense isn't common for everybody. Let me say that, right? So when I'm seeing all that, and then I'm seeing the playbook of how we're constantly demonized, how we're saying that only Black people are subject to misinformation and disinformation campaigns. They don't say that about other groups. They say that about us all the time. I'm watching different prosecutions that's happening to Black people underneath this administration. I'm also watching in geopolitics, like the things that's being caused in the African continent because of this administration. I'm seeing all this. Y'all understand? This is my job to pay attention to everything. I don't have time for feel good stuff and once again, I can't feel good about this particular woman because she didn't come from my neighborhood or your neighborhood. She was raised with Indian people. She come from their neighborhood. What do you get out of that? That's what I'm trying to figure out. So I'm looking at all of that. I'm looking at this the migrants that's been brought in by this administration is causing economic harm and now even physical harm in Chicago. Now their gangs that they brought over here from their failed homelands, now they're committing crimes, and now the brothers in Chicago talking about it's about to be on and popping, with their gangs now they brought over here. Didn't have that problem. I know Chicago got their issues, but they didn't have that problem. You understand? This all was created by the Biden-Harris administration, but I don't supposed to say anything about it. I'm supposed to just, it's one of them things. I'm sorry, I can't do that. When you know better, you do better. And clearly, if you still support them like that after all the things they have done to not only Black America, but the rest of the country, I don't know what to say to you. Now, let's mention the Donald Trump situation. When it comes to that immigration, I have said this repeatedly. I support Donald Trump on immigration. Yes, I do. He say he want to get them on back on out of here. And I'm looking at what's happening to my people in Chicago. I'm looking at what's happening to Black people in New York and all over the country. I'm looking at the billions of dollars that's being spent, all the EBT money. Do you know on a lot of Section 8, Black people are getting put out on Section 8? So these landlords can let in the migrants. Y'all know about some of that that's happening? You better go talk to people. But I'm supposed to just leave it alone and not say nothing. If it was about a financial gain, to be honest with you, because I know there's one genius coming here talking about financial gain from Republicans. I told y'all, Republicans don't fool with me. They don't fool with me because they may like some things I say, but they don't like when I talk about reparations, and they don't like when I talk about racism. So they don't fool with me. They don't. There was a Black Republican that said, man, I probably can get you into some stuff, but you bring up reparations. I'll say, well, don't bring me because I'm bringing up reparations. So if it was about money, I'll just sell you out to the Democrats. If I wanted to get paid, I'll just sell you out to a Democrat. That's where the money's at. For a person like myself, just be a Democrat shield. That's where the bag is at. The bag is not doing Republican because it don't last long. Look at Candace Owens. Look at anybody that's been a shield for the Republicans who are Black. It don't last long. If you want longevity shilling, you do it for the Democrats. You sell out Black people down the river and you get paid. So if it was really about a check, I'll be shilling for the Democrats. So it's not about a check. And why y'all always pocket watching somebody? Because let's call it what it is. Some of you would be a shield for the Democrats so you can get a check. Some of you wouldn't stand on your integrity and say, no, I'm not selling my people out like that. Some of you, the Democrats gave you $100,000 check. All thing you got to do is shield. Man, I'm getting this money. Forget them. I need this. You would do it. You'll be over there with Boulay Martin at the luncheons and everything. You keep saying about Republicans, well, tell them cut me a check then because I ain't got it yet. But Vice President Kamala Harris ain't cutting checks to Black people either, but she's cutting it to them white folk, But we'll talk about that tonight. All right, let's continue. Now it says, I'm not a Democrat and never was, but I can't help but notice a seemingly passive pushing of people into Trump's corner. No, I'm pretty open on what I say about what policies I support from Trump. I support immigration policy, I support business, and I support taxes. That's the three things, and geopolitical too. That's the four things I about support, right? For the most part. Vice President Kamala Harris, I can't support none of her policies on that. I can't support open borders. I can't support overtaxation. I can't support how she thinks about businesses. I can't support that. He said, I understand wanting to go against the corporate mainstream media, but to swing all the way over to the right corner, he said, with open racist and nationalist, it's kind of confusing move for someone who's watched the channel for so long. So let's talk about that. When have you seen me hanging around open racists and nationalists? That's what I want to know. When have you seen me at a Trump rally? You see me wearing Make America Great Again gear? Do you see me anywhere around that? And let's call it what it is. In my position, it's actually my job to talk to people on any side of the aisle. I don't supposed to be in an echo chamber where I keep myself on one end. So if I do an interview with a white nationalist, whatever the reason, I can interview him. I'm in journalism, media. That's what you're supposed to do. I know some of you're used to that MSNBC echo chamber type of media where you only talk to people that agree with you. But the real journalists that I seen back in the day, they would talk to people that agree with them, and they would talk to people that don't agree with them. They would talk to Democrats, they'll talk to Republicans, they'll talk to libertarians, they'll talk to independents, they'll talk to whoever, right? They will talk to the civil rights leader, and they'll talk to the Klansman. That's really being a journalist. That's really doing media. You don't sit up there and pigeonhole yourself to an echo chamber. And that's what probably some of y'all want to do is the echo chamber. It says, Mini Mike says, how are you celebrating Democrats' L's this year? I don't know, Mini Mike. I don't know why they're celebrating whatever they're celebrating. Only thing that I'm saying is based on my information and knowledge, I cannot support anybody who's sabotaging Black Americans. Then that same person, well, they're sabotaging us too. This is the issue. You don't support that other party at all. So why are you talking about a party that you don't even support? The people you support, the Democrats, are the one that's sabotaging you. When you try to get reparations in a Democrat supermajority state, California, listen, nobody can go against the Democrats right now, and let's see what happens with the election in California. If the Democrats want to do reparations, California be the place to start. And what happened in California with a Democrat governor, Democrat majority in the assembly and their state senate? What happened? They sabotaged the bill. Then when a Republican tried to bring up the reparations bills, they sabotaged him from taking the reparations bill up. This is Democrats who did this. See, in California, you can't say, them Republicans, them Republicans are racist. Look at what they did. Those Republicans don't want us to have nothing. You can't say that. And the Republican dude actually did us all a favor by exposing their hand in California. But even after you've seen all that, right, and you've seen it, I still supposed to go out and go support the Democrat Party after all of that. Now, maybe some of your memory isn't long for whatever the reason, but my memory is very long, and I don't forget too many things when it comes to this, what I'm doing here. I'm not saying I remember every single detail, but I remember definitely the main thing what keeps the main thing going. And with, that being said, on top of some of the deviant behavior that's in that party, let's call that too. That party is the party of deviant behavior. And I'm talking about open deviant behavior. It's deviants in both parties. But we're talking about open deviant behavior. They support that. Okay? Hollywood. What part are they a part of? The music industry. What part are they a part of? We talking about all of them. We ain't talking about just Diddy. Diddy ain't the only one. They got parties going on. He's just the only one they want to highlight. All that whole entity is the Democrat Party. Matter of fact, do you know that they just had a bill they was voting on in in the House to say that if an illegal migrant commits SA in this country, they're immediately deported. Now, most people with common sense would say that's a bill you would want to vote for, right? We don't need a bunch of criminals who was targeting women, children, men, because, hey, they out there doing things to men too now. Oh, yes, they are. We don't need them kind of people in this country, right? You would think the Democrats would support that. 158 Democrats in the House of Representatives voted against that bill. What kind of message are you sending? Do you mean to tell me that you want people in this country that will commit SA against your citizens that aren't even supposed to be here? But you tell me, some of you in Black America, that you are in support of a party that would vote against a bill that says those kind of people can stay in this country? What is wrong with y'all? Now, y'all want to talk about our ancestors. Our ancestors turned over in their graves at y'all, because they didn't fight for us to go sit up here and support a party that would even condone this. But look, all the missing children that's being missing off that border too. But nobody want to talk about that, right? What about all those missing children that was in Haiti after the earthquake? Not accounted for. Epstein was not the only one now. He had flight logs. You want to put it just on Diddy and Epstein? No. No, it's bigger than that. Way bigger than that. But nobody want to talk about that and how that party sure have a whole bunch of people circling around in those circles. But I'm wrong. Okay. Well, you know what? I'd rather be righteous with the Lord than right with you. I will take your criticism. I'll take whatever. You don't support me, that's fine. You don't have to support me. I'd rather have right standing with the Lord than right standing with you, because all of you will turn against me tomorrow. I've seen things like that happen. I'm only as good as the day you like me. Tomorrow I could say something and none of you will like me no more. But long as the Lord like me, I'm good. And I don't want nobody liking me that is okay with political party saying no to the deportation of illegal migrants committing SA in this country. Sorry. See, I'm built for this. You know why I'm built for this? I never understood when I was a kid why I just didn't fit in with the normal people sometimes. Like, why I didn't fit in with some of these people. It's just I always would peep things about people, and I just wanted to stay away from people. I never wanted to do what the crowd was doing. If they did A, I want to do B. If they start doing B, I want to do C. I never wanted to be falling in line with what everybody else is doing. It's just something in me won't let me do it. If everybody's going to one location, I'm going to another. Well, they also say eagles fly alone too. They don't hang out in a crowd. So I'm okay with that. I have learned to make peace with myself. And I'm okay with that. Some of you not, but I'm okay with it. I don't have to be with a crowd. And every man and woman who have ever made a difference in the world and even in our community, the crowd didn't really accept them too much. Some people liked them, but the crowd did not accept them. But for doing this, in the years I've been doing this, I have received so many emails from people that have been against me, but then come right back a year, maybe 2-3 years later, and finally get what I was saying back then. And some of these people have even apologized to me in emails. And when I just tell them back, say, "Oh, it's all good. It's water underneath the bridge to me. I'm not taking nothing you say personal, because you're just not there yet. So I'm not taking nothing personal." So when I say, "Hey, we need to watch this, watch that," listen. At the end of the day, y'all gonna make your decision. I don't go in the voter booth with none of you. It don't matter what I say on this microphone. I don't go in the voter booth with any of you. It's gonna be your choice, your decision. I can't hold your hand, and I'm not going to hold your hand or do anything. When I go in the voter booth, it's my choice, my decision, no matter what you say. It's called voting rights. I have a right to vote for whoever I like to vote for. I also have a right to not vote if I don't want to. It's a right. Well, that's funny. Look at this person say, sound like a contrarian just for controversy's sake. Yeah, people that hang out in the crowd would say that. I get that. You the type you need to hang with a crowd. You can't, you're not a visionary person. You're not a leader. You're a follower. That's really what that is. You can't stand alone. You need friends. You need those sort of things. You got to have that. And I'm not mad at you for that. And some of your all your inventors in this country, no matter who they were, black, whatever, any leader, any sports player, anybody that's been like the GOAT exceptional, think about how they trained. Think about how they slept, or how they woke up early in the morning. Think about they didn't do what everybody else is doing. Think about it. You can say a guy like Michael Jordan. The average basketball player didn't play like him or even train like him, right? You can look at your track stars you've had over the years. They train in ways that nobody else trained. You look at your brothers or sisters that have been very, very successful in business. Look at the ones that are successful in business in your city. They're not thinking like the average person. I just want a job. They say, no, I want a business. I want to be a boss. I want to run something. I know I can't really get to certain places in America unless I'm a boss or something. Those are your leaders. And it's okay to say you're not that person. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with saying I'm just like everybody else. It's okay. I'm not against you. But what I'm saying is you can't force other people to be down there with you. That's what I'm saying. Some people are called to lead, and some people are called to follow. That's just that simple. And I'm not saying I'm leading anything. I'm just talking about in life, I just understand, go the other direction. For instance, Black Americans are flooding Accra, Ghana, flooding that place, flooding it. And I said, okay, if too many of y'all going to Accra, Ghana, I'm going to East Africa. Let me go over here to Nairobi, Kenya. Well, all y'all not at. And guess what? There was so much opportunity in Nairobi, Kenya, and a bunch of people was not there. Okay, Johannesburg, South Africa, opportunity was there, right? But everybody's in Ghana. Cool, be in Ghana. Have fun in Ghana. Nothing against Ghana. I mean, shout out to Ghana. But I got to be in places where the crowd not at. Because you know what happens when the crowd show up? The wrong people show up. Then we get a reputation because of the wrong people show up. And that's why I don't want to be around. Just sorry. And don't ever feel bad that why you feel like you can't fit in with everybody. Don't feel bad that you the person that you never been one to have been desiring to get drunk every weekend. Don't feel bad if you the person that don't want to smoke no drugs, smoke nothing. You want to kind of keep your lungs clean. Don't feel bad that you prioritize your health. Don't feel bad that you want to prioritize righteousness. That you want to live right. That you actually want to, just do thus saith the Lord. Don't feel bad about that. Let that person live the life they want to live. Oh, wow, just smoke this with us or just take this with us. No, y'all got it. I'm going to let you do that. That way it's more for you. Okay? See, them little parties, if you invite me to a party and I see one person pull out any illegal drug, I'm gone. I'm not saying nothing. I'm out. You gonna look up like, Phil left? You wouldn't even see me leave. You had to call me. Phil, you left? Yeah, I had to get out of there. Why you had to get out of there? That's not my place. But let me go get some work done. I won't even be there. You know why I won't be there if anybody doing any kind of illegal drugs? Because I don't know the cops are watching y'all. And I am not about to get caught up in no raid because I'm there. No, I'm cool. You committing crime, I ain't being around you. If you're known to commit crime, I'm not riding in your car. I'm not doing it. Not doing it. So to all my people who understand where I'm coming from, and you just like me, you gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right. Let everybody else do what they do. You gonna be all right. Trust me. Trust me on that. So, you say the DFW. Yeah, the DFW, man, I ain't been to the DFW. When last time I've been to Dallas? Oh, it was a couple of years ago, actually. Yeah, it ain't been a while. Cause I think we went up there on my birthday. It was my birthday weekend, but I said, it was around the time of the pandemic. And I said, no, I want to take the kids somewhere. I'm not thinking about myself. You know, and sometimes as a parent, you think like that. So I ain't thinking about my birthday. I want to take my kids, do something with my kids. You know, I think one of the best even vacations I took was when we did a family vacation. We did it to South Africa. That was like the best vacation ever as a family we had. You know, see, I look forward to stuff like that. I don't look forward to no drug or anything like that. I look forward to making memories with family. And there's nothing wrong with you as a man wanting a family. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, and if you're a man that want a family, just hold on. There's a woman out there for you that want a family too, because I know some of these women are on that. I don't want to get married. Well, leave them alone. Leave them completely alone. I even tell women, don't you let no man waste your time. Don't you do that. Because they got some men that sit up here and want you to be a forever girlfriend. If that doesn't tell you something as a man, I don't know why it popped in my head, but I'm going to tell you. As a man, within 6 months, we know what we want to do with you. At the minimum, maximum a year. We know. We know if you're wife material, or we know we just want to just kind of keep you around. Maybe somebody better come along, but we don't want to be by ourselves. So we'll keep you around. Don't let no man string you along no 5, 10 years. If that's the case, it's not him, that's you. Don't let no man waste your time. Because while you wasting time with him, you probably missed out on your husband. I will say that as a father. I will say that as an uncle. I will say that as a brother. Don't you dare let no man waste your time. Kick his behind to the curb. Let him go play games with somebody else. Because one thing I don't like game playing. I don't like my time wasted. Because my time is precious, because I don't have infinite amount of time. I'm not eternal. Yeah, Great Black Shark is right. Healthy life is the best natural drug. He's 100% right. You know, I mean, and I'm learning secrets every day about health. And, you know, if you want to see some things turn around for you, like just even how you feel, you know, just eat you some fruit in the evening. Don't eat no dinner. Just eat fruit. Eat fruit, drink a lot of water. You know, in the morning, you can have you a breakfast or whatever, right? Depends on now, you know, I don't suggest the breads and all that stuff. No. But, you know, you want to get you a good breakfast and processed meat. You can't get me to eat it. I've done so much research on that because, see, that's what I do in my free time, my research. So processed meat, they say you should only eat it once a week, and red meat, because of all this colon cancer. Where if you telling me I can only eat something once a week, I don't want it at all. You understand? Fried food, leave it alone. You know, it's so many things like I try to take my time to do to research because, hey, I'm not 25 no more. So I got to research to figure out ways so I can be better, so I can be healthier. And you know, that's why I get up early. You know, I say, okay, I'm going to go to the gym in the morning, go prioritize that, right? And since I've unlocked this current cheat code, it's working very well for me. And that's beautiful. Because I remember when I was 36 pounds heavier than what I am now. And I did not really feel good at all. You know, and I do not want to gain that 36 pounds back. Hell no. Yeah, Great Black Shark. You know about that red meat, brother? Leave that mess alone. Shoot. You know what my breakfast was this morning? 3 eggs, some egg whites, with some avocado on top of it. And I don't put no salt on my food. I put just black pepper on my avocado. And I put, some little seasoning on my eggs, right? No salt. I don't even put salt on my food. Don't do it. Because you can season your food in a way where you don't need salt. And so I do it like that. Why I don't want the salt? Because in my family, high blood pressure run in my family. So salt is not I don't want salt. And then when you get used to not eating the salt like that, you're like, ooh, like that. When you eat something, or if you get used to not having something that's full of sugar and you eat something with sugar, like, ooh, Lord. Like, you can be like, how do you drink that? Because it literally tastes like liquid diabetes to you. And you wonder why our people are so sick. Yeah, and in vegan, you say eggs are high in cholesterol. I've done my research on that too. According to the American Heart Association, you can have 2 eggs a day, and you can have 3, but it also depends on you working out too. I use the eggs, but mostly egg whites. I use egg whites more than the egg. Sometimes I don't use the egg, but I use more of the egg white because of protein purposes for 2 reasons. 1, I just come from the gym lifting weight, so I need the protein. 2, also eggs keep you full. The avocado, for me, is more so the fiber. I'm a big proponent of fiber. You got to have fiber. If you're not going to the bathroom, something wrong with you. You know the standard American diet has no fiber in it? They strip out the fiber so you can eat more. It's wicked. What they're doing is wicked. That's why we have obesity, because they strip out all the fiber out of everything. Fiber also will fill you up so you won't eat as much and keep you regular. You got to go do number 2. Some people out here ain't went in a week. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, just talking to you, and don't drink no dairy. Get off that dairy. You know, I guess you want some cow's milk or something, get you some Lactaid. That dairy not good for you. You know, you want to do almond milk, whatever milk you want to do. But if you got to have cow's milk, get you some Lactaid or something. Because trust me, that dairy does not do well for black folk at all. You can't pay me to get dairy now. I don't want it. Because the moment something dairy in it, it ain't good for me or nobody. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us, on here at the Emancipation Media live stream. And we pray you come back tomorrow. We should be streaming the same time, about noon time, Central Standard Time. We'll be streaming tonight, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, definitely on African Diaspora. So thank y'all for watching. We'll see y'all.